Hello everybody and welcome. This reading is going to be for Cancer. So if you're dealing with a Cancer or you are a Cancer, welcome. Okay, today's reading is going to be different. I am going to do a spread for the month ahead, for the month of April. And so we're going to get started with what your current energy is. So let's see. How is Cancer's energy at the moment? How is Cancer's energy currently, please? Cancer's current energy. Okay, so we have the Devil in reverse. Okay, so you may have detached yourself from something that was not good for you. There is something here about distancing yourself from something that didn't cause you more harm than good. And it looks like you're finally facing this head on, even though for some time you possibly didn't want to. Maybe you had plans about moving away from this situation, but you never really went through with it. And for some of you, you have finally been able to face your fears and really face this head on, right? So with you being able to detach yourself from this, you probably find yourself in an energy of manifesting, doing things that you want to do, attracting things that you wanted, stuff like that. So it looks like with the Devil in reverse, whatever attachments you may have, you've been able to slowly get them off of you. Okay, so now that we understand where you're coming from, Cancer, we're gonna see the personal theme for the month of April. What is Cancer's theme for the month of April? What is Cancer's personal theme for the month of April? Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. So it looks like you're really going to be stressing out about something. There's something here that is happening in April that you're really committing to with this Devil in reverse here. And although you were scared at some point of what could come of this, it looks like with the Nine of Swords here, you will have some sleepless nights, but I'm not really feeling this as like stressful nightmares, agony. I'm not really feeling this card to be like this. I'm seeing it more as like you wanting to keep dedicating your time to something. So you're not trying to get yourself into a negative headspace. I can see that. You're not really in a negative headspace, but for some of you, it looks like you're just possibly not gonna get enough sleep or rest because you are really investing your time into something. With the Four of Pentacles here, there is something here that matters to you and you are trying to hold on to it. And I think that's what could be causing you to lack a little bit of rest. And that's because you're really putting in all the work towards this that you have going on. So let's see here. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Tell me about the Nine of Swords, please. Nine of Swords, Four of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay, so for your theme, it's like you're really going to be on your mind about this opportunity that you have. There's something here that just seems clear to you in the month of April. You are going to really be motivated to get to this, right? And I also see that with the Four of Swords, you are getting some type of rest after having dealt with something so stressful in the month of April. I can also see that you may even get some type of communication from a connection that you may have had a falling out in. It's like you're going to, if you didn't see things clearly before, for those Cancers that haven't realized a situation for what it is, it looks like in April you finally will get that realization. And it's like gonna bring you a sense of peace because it's like you knew you weren't stressing out for just anything. Like there was something here that you have been on your mind about for quite some time, and in April you may get some type of reassurance of, you know, what you actually thought was going on is what is actually going on. But yeah, it looks like it could have to do with a type of situation that you really invested in at some point. It looks like you may have put forth a lot of self-sacrifice as well in this connection. So your theme, Cancer, for the month of April, I would say is you're moving into something that is good for you, something that you have worked for or are working towards, but you're also going to have like, you're gonna get clarity about a specific connection that you may have had a falling out with, that it's just basically going to confirm all your suspicions that you've had about it. So some of you may have had bad dreams because of a connection that didn't work out for you, or maybe you were getting some type of intuitive messages in your sleep through your dreams about this connection, and then now in April this person is going to reach out, or you're going to reach out, and it's going to be everything that you've expected, and you're going to see that your decision to either move away or your suspicions of the connection are actually true, and you know you weren't just making this up. So April seems to be a little stressful for you, Cancer, but it also looks like it's going to be a month full of hard work for you and what you're working towards. Okay, so let's see, let's keep it moving. So what will Cancer accomplish? What will Cancer accomplish in the month of April? What will Cancer accomplish in the month of April? Thank you. Ooh, okay. So it looks like for some of you Cancers, you are going to be able to get away from something that you possibly weren't able to get away from before, for those Cancers that still are attached to something that's not good for them. But there's something here about you not putting in the sacrifice for things that won't necessarily sacrifice for you. So something you will accomplish is probably not being a doormat. I'm sorry, that sounds really bad, but you know, Cancers usually are considered to be doormats. Like we are the one that, you know, people go to be comforted and everything, but when it comes to like wanting to be a little more out there are people that possibly will move away from a Cancer only to get into a connection that they feel is more beneficial to them, if that makes sense. So it looks like as a Cancer, you will be accomplishing the fact that you're not going to be anybody's doormat. You're going to be able to move away from situations that cause you a lot of stress, possibly even always have you like face palming, right? So you're going to get like a clear message as to why you shouldn't invest in connections like this. And it looks like, yeah, you're actually going to consider this in the month of April. You're just not going to sacrifice yourself for connections that are not going to sacrifice for you. And you're going to make sure you really take your time before you get into anything else, because although it could be fun, you're not willing to sabotage your long-term stability for just like a moment of short-term happiness. So, what should Cancer avoid then? What should Cancer avoid in the month of April? What should Cancer avoid in the month of April, please? Thank you. Oh, 8 of Pentacles. So try to avoid not investing too much into work. So, because there is something here, Cancer, about you working towards something that you see as potentially good for you. It is going to cause you some stressful nights, as I said before, but it is something you're working towards, so it's not really much of a drag for you, which is why it may be hard for you to not get away from work. So it's important for you to try to avoid sticking your head into work too much. Yes, work is fine. You may be enjoying what you're doing. I mean, if you love your job, it doesn't really feel like work. But that means if you just focus on work, you're not really paying attention to the other connections that are around you, where it could be a love relationship, it can be your family, it can be your pet, whatever it may be. Try not to stick all your time and effort into one thing. Try not to give your attention so much into one thing. Make sure that you are able to spread out your priorities evenly, and try not to get yourself into a place of so much stress. You can be excited to work and really invest into the job, but try not to let it get you to a place where you're just attached on work and you're not willing to do anything else but work. So try to fluctuate your time a little bit in April, okay, Cancer? Okay, and what should Cancer embrace in the month of April? What should Cancer embrace in the month of April, please? Thank you for the messages so far. What should Cancer embrace? Okay, so we got the King of Wands. So embrace the ability for you to put yourself out there, Cancer. I want to say most of you are introverted, I want to say. But there's something about you right now that you're just putting yourself out there. And although it does cause you like a little bit of like anxiety to go through it, you're still doing it. You're not holding back. You're actually facing your fears and really putting in the time and energy into this thing that you're working on. People may be also telling you how good you look doing it. They see like the people see a more confident energy about you in the month of April. You really have to embrace, Cancer, the fact that you were able to come out of your shell. And that's a big deal. Coming out of your shell can really go a long way, and it could really provide you with what you never thought you could accomplish. It was probably out of nowhere that you wanted to do this. And maybe, like I said, people around you are encouraging you, telling you, hey, you look good, you do this good, maybe you should try it. And you took the risk. You took the risk here, and now people are really seeing you shine while you do this thing that you look good doing. Let me see. I want to get another card for King of Wands. See if there's another message. Tell me more about this King of Wands. Okay, so we have King of Wands under the deck. Okay, so we have Justice, Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so again, people may be curious about what you're doing because you just look so good doing it. You probably even do a good job in regards to this thing you're working on. And people want to see how, I guess people are embracing how good of a job you're doing and how abundant you look doing it. There's something here about you possibly finally feeling like you're on the right path towards something, which is even possibly unlocking a curiosity within you. So truth be told, embrace your confidence right now, because you're really shining right now, Cancer. And in the month of April. Okay, so what obstacle will Cancer face in the month of April? What obstacle will Cancer face in the month of April. Okay, we have the Magician. An obstacle I feel like you may face, Cancer, will probably have to be the things that it's like you're trying to manifest something really badly, right? Like there's something here, like I said before, that you are working towards. But the obstacle that you will face will most likely be what I had mentioned before, the working part. Because you are trying to bring this to life for yourself. You're doing what it takes. You look good doing it. You've been able to detach yourself from connections that were possibly holding you back from doing this. But that can also be an obstacle for you because you're not really putting your time and attention into other things. It's like you can also get too caught up in your mind about the things that you want to create for yourself, to the point where if it's not going the way you expect it to, you're just gonna get into this place of like, never mind, I'm not gonna do it. So make sure that for this obstacle, Cancer, you do not let your emotions get the best of you. You know, things aren't going to progress overnight. It really takes time. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It is not something that could be done overnight. And I think that's going to be an obstacle for you because as a Cancer, we get really emotional about things, very emotionally invested. So when you get emotionally invested, at some point, you know, there are expectations that we want to reach, and when we don't reach them, it does like become a bummer, right? So your obstacle here could be you just putting in the time into one thing too much and just get your mind sucked into this one thing, and you're just checking on it the whole day, and it can possibly ruin your mood because things are not moving as fast as you'd like. So just make sure that you don't try to how do you say it? You don't try to get on it so quickly. You know, take your time. You know, good things take time, and you know, it's not, like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight. So just make sure that whatever it is you're manifesting, it's going to happen. You just gotta give yourself some me time too. Let me see. Okay, clarify the Magician. See what else comes up for the Magician. Clarify the Magician. Okay, yeah, it's exactly what I just said. Okay, things are gonna work out for you, Cancer. They are. And although you are gonna have all these responsibilities, you can't be quick to cut this off just because things don't move as fast as you'd like them to. You gotta do what it takes, fight for it, work on whatever it is you need to work on to get yourself to where you need to be, but don't overwhelm yourself to the point where where you get angry and you're just like, oh well, I'm just not gonna do it. It's not moving fast enough. You gotta understand that good things take time. You gotta really carry on the weight for as long as you possibly can, and you know, the fruits of your labor will come, but you can't be blocking yourself off from other people, other connections while you work on this. You just gotta, you know, give some time for yourself, and then, you know, have that project you're working on in the back burner while you do your thing for yourself. You also gotta give yourself some time, some self-care, and don't feel guilty if you do it. Everything that you're working towards is going to get to the place you want it to get. You just gotta make sure not to overload yourself with too much work or too many intrusive thoughts that don't allow you to progress in this situation. So give yourself some time, Cancer. You can have fun. Everything will be okay. Okay, so let's see. Where can Cancer find support? Where can Cancer find support in the month of April? If Cancer needs help, where can they find support? Thank you for the messages so far. Ooh, okay, 6 of Swords in reverse. Find support in thinking about everything that you have accomplished so far. So for some of you Cancers, you have been able to detach yourself from something that wasn't good for you, or you're still in the process of doing so. But alongside that, there is something here that you're trying to manifest, right? But before, you were probably a Cancer that didn't necessarily have the confidence within themselves to really put themselves out there and really do what they feel is right for themselves. Again, being a selfless sign. But really find support in the fact that you were able to get out of this troublesome time in your life and how far you've come since then. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit about the things that we've been able to get through. Like heartbreaks can be really hard. Death of a loved one can be very hard. But the journey itself is very difficult. And sometimes we forget to acknowledge how far we've come since that pain. And I think for you, Cancer, it's important to see how well you were able to keep yourself together in such an overwhelming time in your life. So make sure that you focus on this whenever you feel like you just want to give up. You didn't give up in the hardest situations. So why would you give up now? So really be confident in yourself. Put in the work necessary. Don't hold back. Your manifestations are coming. And don't let any type of negative energy stress you out. You know what you've been through. You know how hard things can get for you. And yet you still had managed to pull yourself through, So make sure that you find support in your journey and how well you have been able to recover your energy after having dealt with something that was so stressful, probably even so chaotic. So yeah, Cancer, make sure don't let anyone take you down, okay? You know what you've been through and you deserve to be where you're at. Okay, so what actions does Cancer need to take in the month of April? What actions does Cancer need to take in the month of April? Thank you for the messages so far. Oh, okay, the World. So for actions, there is something here that is coming full circle for you. Again, you did go through something that was rather heavy, rather wild, even for you. And now it looks like you're really working towards having it all for yourself. Like there's something here with the World about abundance. And you taking the steps necessary to get to this abundance. Magician here, you're manifesting. The Devil in reverse, you were able to detach from something that was rather difficult for you. But now you're doing what it takes. You're doing what it takes. You're really I don't know if any of you guys watch SpongeBob, but the image that came to my head was like SpongeBob when he has all of those limbs, all of those hands, and one limb is ironing, one limb is washing, the other one is spraying the windows, the other one's wiping the windows, the other one's carrying a baby. It's like that. You're actually, for your actions, I say you're doing quite a lot. You're juggling as much as you can to really get yourself to this abundant place, and you're compromising, taking it slow, being calm about it. So this is definitely in contrary to what your obstacle will be. So although your obstacle may be overwhelming yourself to manifest what you want, your actions here are to just take it easy, go with the flow, everything's going to be okay, be patient. It's gonna feel like a lot with the Two of Pentacles here. You're gonna feel like you're just gonna be doing the most, you know, like it's just gonna feel overwhelming, which could lead to like this feeling of just wanting to give up altogether. But no, for actions, really just do the most for this thing that you want for yourself. There's something here that will complete your world that you're working towards, and you're doing great. You just got to make sure you keep these actions going, keep this steady pace. But again, don't leave yourself hanging either. Self-care is important. Clarify the world. Let's see what else comes out for the world. Four of Cups. Four of Pentacles and Two of Wands. Okay, so make sure that you hold on to this thing that you really want. It is very precious for you. I can feel it. I can feel how much you really contemplate about this. You really think about it. It is something that really has your attention, and you're planning the steps necessary to get yourself into this direction that you want to go towards. And like I said, it is going to be there, but you have to find a way to balance out work from your I guess from your personal life, Cancer. So this is going to be big for you, but you just got to make sure that you keep up the pace. And if anybody tells you otherwise, just tell them, I respect your opinion, but I'm gonna do it my way. Okay, let's see. And last card, what advice do we have for Cancer? I think I gave you a lot of advice, but let's see what other advice. Any advice for Cancer and their April journey? Any advice for Cancer and their April journey? Ooh, Queen of Wands. So we have the King and Queen of Wands. So advice to you, Cancer, is don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Be creative, be bold. People see you really confidently at this time. They're wondering how the hell you're doing what you're doing. Because it's really gonna come together for you. There's something here that is building for you, Cancer. And it really has to do with this thing that you were able to detach yourself from. So whatever this is that was detached, it needed to happen because it's like Spirit wanted you to get you out of your comfort zone. Because sometimes we stay in things because we're comfortable in them, even if they're good or bad. Like we just know the person or we know the environment so well. So going through things, although they can be difficult, they're easy to put up with just because you're familiar with these person's actions. But it looks like since you've been able to detach yourself from this, you've been in this energy of like conquering. You've defeated the biggest challenge so far, and now you're like in this glowing energy where people are wondering like how is Cancer putting themselves out there like that? How do they look like, you know, nothing bothers them? And right now you are in an energy of just glowing, super creative energy. You may be starting something that nobody else in your circle is moving towards. So you may be feeling a little special about what you're getting yourself into. But it's just the way you've you've done things for yourself that people are admiring. And I think that's what you also need to think about. How although we all have haters, there is also, the people that do look up to you, and the people that have your best interest at heart are really admiring you right now, Cancer. So your advice is don't give up. Don't give up. Whatever you're working towards here, it's for a reason, and it's gonna be great for you. All right, Cancer. So we're gonna see here what else you need to know about the month of April. Anything else for Cancer and the month of April? Whoa. Okay, so we have good news. All forms of communication, text, email, documents, phone calls, letters, notes, voice messages. In reverse, though. So I want to say there is somebody here who is possibly watching you, very focused on you and what you're doing, and they are, although you're not attached to this person anymore, this person is very attached to you. I actually want to say sometimes maybe you may feel this person's energy near you, or you possibly may even be like, oh, why am I thinking about he or she? And it's because they're possibly thinking about you. So there's someone here that does want to reach out to you. I don't know if they'll reach out to you. I feel like they're still gonna hold back reaching out. They're still deciding on how to go about that. But when they do reach out, it's like they just want to get on your good side, but not for the right intentions. There's something here that this person is holding back. They're possibly not even going to be honest, but they're just wondering how you're doing so good and why you've been able to get through all the hardships that you've gone through for quite some time. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. All right, let's see. Anything else? Fortune teller. Psychic gifts, unexpected news, intuition, external forces, future, the unknown, fate, seeking answers. Okay, so this could have to do with what you're working towards. You could be trying to find out more about this thing you're learning. You may also be intuitively feeling that you're being guided to do this thing that you got yourself into. So there's really something here about you working towards something, and although you don't know what the outcome is, you're still gonna give it your all anyway. Big emphasis on the not giving up, okay? Because you might feel like you're just like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough for this, but no, keep holding on. You are good enough. All right, one more for Cancer in the month of April. Short illness, short rest, poor health, blockage, temporary problems, weaknesses, unhealthy atmosphere, standstill. So I'm considering this to be the good news in reverse as well. So there's this person here. This person, although maybe you, Cancer, have been able to get away from the situation, this person has not been able to get away from the situation. They have been attached to your energy, but haven't been able to receive the same energy in return. So what I mean by that is maybe this person was an energy vampire, right? So you would hang out with this person, you guys were supposed to be having a good time, but then you get home and you're so tired. You're really tired and you don't even know why. You possibly may even blame the trip that you were on. But it's really this person that just feeds off of your energy. And I feel like this person that is watching you is not doing well for themselves at the moment. This person could be sick, or just have like, I'm getting this energy of this person just going through it right now, or even ever since you disconnected from this person. Because this person thrived on your energy. It's like you didn't even have to be in a good mood at that trip. As long as you were there, that person was thriving, whether it was good or bad. And now, since you've been detached from this person, they are starting to see the error of their ways, the consequences of their actions, but they're not able to come back because you could have them blocked with this short illness card here. You could have this person blocked, or you're just kind of like pretending like they don't exist. So yeah, be careful with that other energy that I'm feeling. Because although you're doing good for yourself, Cancer, in this manifestation, there is someone who is still trying to leech off of you from afar. Alright, okay, Cancer. So this is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope this reading made sense to you, and I hope you were able to get some advice. And next week I will be continuing with what you need to know. But if you guys were into this reading, let me know, and I'll be doing it for the month of May as well. Have a good day, guys.